Hello everyone, how we doing? Hope everyone's good out there. Alright, in this video, I'm going to bring up something I don't think I've ever done a video about, and that is vinyl bootlegs. I am a huge fan of live recordings from my favorite bands, artists, and bootlegs, if you're a fan of live recordings anyway, bootlegs are really cool to collect. And I first got started collecting bootlegs on CD. In fact, in the background, we're listening to my favorite CD bootleg. One of the first I've ever bought is from Rush. There's the bootleg there. This is called Mirrors, which was recorded in Oakland, California, early 90s during the Roll the Bones tour. It was one of the first bootlegs I ever bought. And I bought it in this really nice CD shop in Modesto, California. Sadly, it closed over 10 years ago, but the guy who owned it, not only did he sell used CDs and new release CDs, but if you asked him under the counter, he had a great collection of progressive rock bootlegs, like Yes, Genesis, Rush, King Crimson. And so when you asked him to see the special Genesis special order CDs or so, he'd basically show you his whole bootleg inventory. This was one of them that I scored, and I've been hooked on bootlegs ever since purchasing this back in the late 90s, actually. All right, so when I collect bootlegs, I collect like my favorite bands, obviously, because only a true fan will collect bootlegs, and my favorite band is Genesis. So without showing every bootleg I own from Genesis on vinyl, I'll just show you my favorite two. Close to current is Genesis World Dance, 1992. Basically, this is the last show during the We Can't Dance tour in 1992 in England. I forget the venue because they're playing in the middle of a park. I think it's Hyde Park in England, London, I believe. And yeah, so this is the entire show, World Dance. 1992, last show of the We Can't Dance tour on 3 records. It is the whole show, the whole set list. No Land of Confusion, No Son of Mine, Old Medley, which consists of, Dance on Volcano, M Lights Down Broadway, Musical Box, First to Fifth, I Know What I Like, to the 80s songs, Throwing It All Away, Home by the Sea, Hold On My Heart, Domino, I Can't Dance, Invisible Touch, Tonight, 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 Turn It On Again. All those songs are on this album, plus a few more. Without a doubt, one of my favorite Genesis bootlegs. And this is a soundboard recording, so the audio is really good because it was a pay-per-view broadcast, and this is just the audio ripped out of that broadcast and pressed on 3 vinyl records. So good to hear an entire Genesis show on vinyl. And it was the last show of the tour, so really spectacular. And another one I have of Genesis I think is fantastic is Genesis Live from the Mouth of the Monster. This was recorded in Chicago, October 1978, October 13th actually, which would have been, I think, Michael Rutherford's birthday. Anyway, this is an FM broadcast. So this is the audio pulled from an FM broadcast. Genesis was very much a progressive rock band at this point. They had one hit, which was Follow You, Follow Me, because the album they were touring at the time was, and then there were 3. So no Steve Hackett on this one. And like all bootlegs, you get the generic label. Everything's pretty generic as far as the packaging and labeling. But a good live recording, like I said, it's an FM broadcast from some radio station in Chicago on 2 records. It's a 2-record set. Not a gatefold, but 2-record set. And it is an extraordinary bootleg. I mean, it sounds amazing. This is like an era of Genesis I wish I had seen live, but at the time they did this, I was in elementary school and had no idea who Genesis was. Back in the 70s and late 70s. But this is a great bootleg. If you ever see it in one of your shops and you're a fan of the progressive rock era of Genesis, this is definitely a good one to pick up. I love this bootleg. I was so happy when I put it in my collection. Life in the Mouth of Monsters is just an awesome bootleg. Well, that'll do it for Genesis, because I didn't want to go too long on that band. This one I showed recently, but I thought it deserved to be shown again because it's a fantastic bootleg. Dream Theater Puppies on Acid. I scored this on a recent trip to LA last month. And this is also a 2-record set taken from an FM radio broadcast in Rhode Island. And Dream Theater being an East Coast band from New York, it's like a homecoming for them when they do anything on the East Coast. So this is a very, very energetic, enthusiastic show they captured on 2 albums. The date we have here is May 15th, 1993, and it was what we consider the original band, really, having Mike Portnoy on the drums and Kevin Moore on the keyboards, and I believe the album they were touring at this time was Images and Words. Yeah, Images and Words. That actually was the album they were touring at the time. And what was captured here, excuse me, was a great show from the early years of Dream Theater, which is the time I actually started following the band, first heard of them. The song being Pull Me Under, which was being shown on MTV Headbangers Ball quite a bit at this time. Turned me into an instant fan of Dream Theater, so this was a great live recording. So real glad that's in the collection. And Dream Theater has a ton of bootlegs. I have most of them I have on CD and DVD, but that's the first bootleg of theirs I ever had on vinyl. So it's nice to kind of have something like that. Now Rush, as we're hearing here, very heavy bootlegged band. There's a ton of Rush bootlegs out there. Most of them on CD, of course, but if you look hard enough, you can find some really good Rush bootlegs on vinyl. And there's semi-official bootlegs like this one, which I showed on the VC Facebook not that long ago, a couple days ago. This is Rush, Spirit of the Airwaves. I have this on a CD bootleg as well. It's taken, again, from the FM broadcast, live in Missouri, 1980. And there we go, that's what this is. And I had, like I said, for years I had it on CD, but it was called La Vita Stringato. And there's the cover of it. And here's the back cover. It is the exact same concert that's on that record set. The track listing's a little different, but that is the show, and I had it for years. I had this bootleg for years on CD, and a few years back it was released on vinyl. And here we go right here. The album was Permanent Waves. That's the album they were touring, and you get a great concert from Rush on this one. They really sound young, hungry, and energetic on this, and it's a gatefold too. It has a little write-up about the music that's played on this live set, and it's on gray vinyl. I want to take the time to show it because it's a nice looking record with some good, cool looking custom labels on it. So there we go, on both records on gray vinyl. This is an excellent live recording. For being a bootleg and being an FM broadcast, good sound on this. The sound mix is really good on this, especially when Geddy Lee hits the bass pedals. It really makes the speakers rumble. So there's a good sound on this. I dig it. It almost sounds like an official live recording, but not quite as clean as those recordings, like an Exit Stage Left, but it does sound good. It just sounds like a killer live recording. And bootlegs, usually, you take your chances with bootlegs. Sometimes they sound good, sometimes they sound awful. Not the case here. And if I'm going to show Rush, I got to show this one. Rush, Moon Over Cleveland. This was a gift to me from Dave, Fatback Funk, who's a VC member, and when I met up with him in Berkeley, he gave this to me as a gift, and I was like really touched because he knows how big of a Rush fan I am. So, oh my God, I was like so happy I was like surprised. I wasn't expecting anything from him, and this was a great bootleg. a lot of this is recorded in Cleveland, Ohio, back in August of '74. Makes up most of this. This is a 2-record set also, and the recordings on this, Cleveland '87, would later be reissued on a back on black release, and it was called Rush ABC 1974. And it's the same show, the same recordings. Again, an FM broadcast radio recording. So it would later become this one. Except, you know, that the sound is remastered and touched up a lot, and it sounds incredible. And it's on blue vinyl with these nice custom labels on it. Real beautiful looking record. Sounds amazing. It just sounds absolutely amazing. I would say the highlight for me on this one, if it's on here, let me see. Let me just make sure I don't tell you anything that's not so. Yeah, on side 4, there's a song on here called "The Garden Road," which really wasn't ever released on any Rush album. It is a kick-ass rock song. Garden Road. Look it up on YouTube. Great song by early years of Rush, like in 1974. Neil Peart just joined the band. Probably his first bit of touring and concert performance with the band as their new drummer. And for a Rush fan, I almost say this is essential to have. I mean, I would say this one sounds better, but they're both amazing records. They're both amazing, and you can't go wrong with either one of them. So, and they're great to have, and trust me, once it's in your collection, you'll be spinning it non-stop. So there we go. All right, some other bands that put out some really good bootlegs is a band called The Church, and the name of the bootleg record is a Live Interlude. Love The Church. This is a very limited pressing here. I have number 46, and this is a limited edition to 200 copies. And there we go. So there's the back, and yeah, so really cool there. And this is now, it's hand numbered, number 46 out of 200. So very, very rare. When was this recorded? I believe, yeah, this was recorded in Melbourne, Australia, during 1991. April of 91 to be exact. So April 91, The Church. And it's a 2-record set. I believe this one's on white vinyl. It's been a while since I spun this one. And I should be listening to this because I'm going to see The Church in Berkeley in a couple months. They're doing a concert with the Psychedelic Furs, so that should be a fun 80s type show. And it's on this white marble vinyl. And really, it's a soundboard recording, so it's not an audience recording. This is a soundboard recording. It sounds really good. And whoever captured this captured a great show. This is an amazing live performance of The Church, and it's been some months since I spun it. I should listen to it tonight because both records sound amazing. And Church was sounding really powerful at that time, and this captured a great concert in Australia. So definitely a must listen for tonight. Open some beers, maybe drink some Fosters with this and listen to an Australian bootleg. Another one that I really like that I gotta listen to more of, you'll hear me say that with all these, is the Cars live at El Macombo. And the date on this one is September 14th, 1978. And there we go, and there's the back. Real generic packaging like you would expect from most bootlegs, you know, just a plain white jacket with this Cars logo stamped on it. And this picture of the band in the back is actually just a loose piece of paper that's taped onto the back. So with packing to just tape to the back of it. And it doesn't get any more generic than this. Just a plain white label with nothing on it. I'm the one who had to draw the sides 1 and 2 on it just not to confuse myself. But a really good concert. I mean, a really good concert. Small club setting. And they got This is recorded in full stereo, and they got a really good live recording of early days of the Cars. I think they only had their second album out at the time. And a really great live recording. Real powerful, boomy live recording because it's done in a small club. So it has that small club sound, so the bass is really boomy. The drums are really loud and powerful. It sounds great. I mean, really small nightclub crowd in the background. Really good live recording. I enjoy this one a lot. And it has a lot of my favorite songs from the Cars. Let the Good Times Roll, Bye Bye Love, My Best Friend's Girl, Moving in Stereo. Some wonderful songs on here. Really love listening to that. This is a kick-ass bootleg. I love this one, and I have to show it the proper way here, so let me get this one ready for you. It is from Iron Maiden, and it's the New York Palladium in 1982. There we go. I guess it's hard to see there, so yeah, that's how it looks this way. So cool bootleg. It is a gatefold with all these cool illustrations in it. Really nice. The year was 82, so most likely they were touring the album Number of the Beast. This is a 2-record set. Murder in the Rue, Rogue, Rothschild, Run to the Hills, Children of the Dam, Number of the Beast, Prisoner, Hallowed Be Thy Name, Phantom of the Opera, Iron Maiden, Sanctuary, Drifter. I mean, that's the track listing on here. Just a kick-ass bootleg, professionally recorded, soundboard recorded, I should say, and multi-track. So it's not an audience recording. It's a real soundboard recording. It sounds killer, absolutely killer. The band sounds like a fine-tuned killing machine on this record. I love this album. I love it to death. I was listening to this a couple nights ago and was just blown away by it. It's just a kick-ass bootleg. I can't believe I have it. I mean, Maiden has a ton of CD bootlegs, but it's very rare you come across one of their bootlegs on vinyl. And to have it be so kick-ass like this one is, this one really is a badass recording. It captured a good night of the band. Their energy was high and they were tight. They sound tight on this album, and I feel very lucky to have this. I don't know how rare it is, but it is an amazing bootleg. It's it's like, I wish, because it sounds so good, it should be an official release, because it sounds that good. I mean, obviously you would have to mix it, because it does sound kind of raw. It's like a raw soundboard recording, but if it's multi-track, it could be cleaned up in post-production, and this would be a good official release. Really good bootleg. Alright, from the band Heart, this one is just called Secret Heart Illustrated, and I love the cover because they make it look like a 70s Penthouse magazine cover, as you can see there. And all the text here is just a colorful way of saying what songs are on there. It says, in this issue, The Battle of Evermore, a lurid tale of a girl who traded virginity for rock and roll. Basically, it's saying there's a couple of Zeppelin covers on there. So, nice. My exclusive, My Affair with a Magic Man. The next story, Heartless, a true story of a good man gone bad. Just cool stuff. And a great live recording. This is also recorded in full stereo. It was recorded at the Night Gallery, which is the name of the nightclub, somewhere near Chicago, August 3rd of 1976. And this is just a paper cover. It's taped onto a plain white sleeve. And my God, this is just a great bootleg. Again, a pro-recorded, so it's a soundboard recording. There's the generic label that's on it. And because it's a small nightclub, much like the Cars bootleg, it has a nice boomy sound. The lower end really stands out. And Wilson's vocals are amazing on this whole bootleg. I mean, she's just kicking ass on this whole thing. And like I said, it's this Heart captured in the very early years. I think the big single at the time they announced was Magic Man, which was about to be released as a single. So it hadn't really taken over yet in 1976. So you're catching them as a brand new band, young and hungry and energetic, and they sound that way in this bootleg. And because it's a stereo and a small club, oh man, it sounds so cozy and intimate and kick-ass. I love this. I love this a lot. Okay, this one's not a full pro soundboard recording, but it kicks ass. It's an audience recording, but it sounds so good. It's from U2. The album is called Propaganda. This is during 1987, May and March 1987, a couple of shows in Italy, and this is during the album The Joshua Tree is what they were touring at the time. 3-record set, all the songs from the Joshua that they performed during that tour on the Joshua Tree tour. It's on colored vinyl. It has, first record is this purple one. Second record is this kind of a light purple, pink-ish record. There we go. And the last one is on red vinyl, all transparent. Really nice, really good live recording. It's an audience recording, so it's a little crude, a little raw, very raw. But whoever recorded this captured a great night of live music from U2 at probably their biggest album, which was The Joshua Tree, during that tour. This is when they were gods to everybody. They were just taking the world by storm. So yeah, of course you got songs like Where the Streets Have No Name, I Will Follow, Still Haven't Found What I'm Looking For, Unforgettable Fire, Bullet the Blue Sky, In God's Country, Sunday Bloody Sunday, Bad, New Year's Day, With or Without You, just to name a few songs that are on here. There's a lot more. This is an amazing bootleg. Again, audience recording, so you're not going to get a pro recorded or soundboard recording, but the energy's there, and for a audience recording, it's actually pretty good. It's listenable. You can listen to this and get a lot of enjoyment out of it. So don't let the crude, raw recording of it sway you away from this album. This is a good bootleg. I love this album. We're going to end with this one. We're going to end with The Police, because this one cracks me up. Good bootleg. There's no title on this. It just says The Police. A real generic cover here. Oops. There we go. Very generic looking cover here. And there's a back. Now, if you'll notice right here on the front, these labels say, label is wrong, but the record's correct. I believe that's what it says, right? The record is correct, wrong label. Now, when I first bought this, I didn't know what the hell that meant. I was like, what do they mean? Record's correct, label is wrong. So when you open it up, like, what am I getting here? What am I getting myself into? Did I get burnt? Thinking like this can't be right. The label is incorrect. It looks like a 12-inch single from some artist named Eddie Foster. I Will Wait. That's the label. Doesn't even mention The Police on there at all. Same thing on the other side. It doesn't get more generic than that when even the wrong label's slapped on it. But it is a good soundboard recording of The Police. They had their second album out. So the big single they were pushing was Walking on the Moon. There's no venue. I have no idea where the venue was, but it's a good live recording of the early days of The Police, and they sound killer on this entire record. It's only one record. There's 14 songs on it, and they sound kick-ass on it. Absolutely kick-ass. It was a great show. Or it sounded like a great show. I wish I was there to see it. That would have been something else. And my God, they whooped some ass on this. This is a good live recording. Thank God it's soundboard. Very raw, honest live recording. Let's put it that way. But they sound great on it. They sound like a killing machine. Just a bunch of young guys, hungry, trying to make a living playing music is what they sound like, and it's a good live recording if you're a big Police fan like me. And And seeing generic covers like this is what makes it fun collecting bootlegs. You know, look at that cover. It just, and the wrong label, just exciting. Well, that's it, folks. I just wanted to share some of my bootleg collection with you. I got a lot more, but those are no doubt my favorites. And I hope fans of bootlegs, fans of bootleg records got a kick of that out of this video. Bootlegs are fun to collect, but you got to be a real fan to like them in the first place. And it's just a little something extra to collect when you're obsessed with a band so much. Well, anyway, that's it. Hope everyone's doing well, and I will see you guys in the next video. Take care, everyone.